If I could just say a word about the extended, enhanced FMAP. The fact is that some Republican governors have assumed extended FMAP resources when they have submitted their budgets. And it seems only reasonable that those governors, and I would hope all governors, would join together in a very public way and say that they support this. This is hugely important to all of us, obviously, but it's an example of where we should be able to find bipartisan agreement. I mean, this is not comprehensive health care reform, and neither should we pretend that it is, but it's so hugely important to the states right now, and it's one area where I think both Democrats and Republican governors can agree. But the Republican governors, especially those who are already using it, assuming that it's forthcoming in order to balance their budgets, should not expect Democrats to carry the burden of seeing that happens. They should step up very publicly and urge the administration and their senators and representatives from their states to support it as well.
And I just have to say, I know that we've been very much involved. As the governor said, there have been conference calls and meetings throughout the last year.
I'm talking about this event specifically on Thursday. Do you guys
But
feel that you should include it?
I don't, because we've been so included. But not only by the White House, but Secretary Sebelius involves us all the time. She's going to talk with a number of us here in the next couple of days in advance of Thursday, and we'll have our private meeting with the president. But also, we've had access to, without question, the Speaker and the Majority Leader all the way along. So governors have been asked, the conference calls have been set up periodically. We've been a part of the process. Our frustration at this point in time is we need something. We need to get done. We need to move on. We can't afford to do nothing right now.
I want to direct this question to Governor Strickland and Governor O'Malley. Since the two of you are on the ballot this fall, how much do you feel, if at all, that your fate is going to be tied to the performance of Democrats here in Washington?
Well, I'll let my fellow governor speak for himself, but the fact is that I was here in 1994 as a member of Congress, and I lost that election. I came back in 1996. I think a factor in what happened in 1994 was the failure to address the health care issue after a major effort, as you all know. And I don't think the American people reward failure or perceived failure. And so I think it's most important that there is action on health care because it's the correct public policy and the country desperately needs it and people are suffering without it and our state's budgets are being bled to death as a result of the current systems. That's the most important reason for us to have action on health care. If you're speaking only politically, I think that's also important that we have action on health care. I will not, if I win, I will thank those who helped me. If I lose, I will certainly not blame others for that loss. But I do believe what happens in Washington has a direct effect within our individual states, whether it's politically or in terms of the economy of our states. And so that's why I want action, and I especially want action on health care because I think it's the right thing for the country, and I think it's, quite frankly, the right thing for those of us who are taking our case to the people this November. Governor?
Let me speak only for Ted Strickland. Now, I think that clearly any campaign is about leadership and effectiveness and a framework for the future. And people will differentiate between national politics, their own state politics, their mayors, and their county governments. But to the degree that we can be effective as a party at all levels of governance, certainly makes our argument a lot stronger. And that's why we're all of us are very desirous of seeing the Democratic Congress move forward, take the votes, Don't look for a comprehensive solution in just one fell swoop that everybody can agree upon. There isn't one. Take the steps, fight the fight, call the votes, fight the battles one at a time. We might not win every one, but the people of our country need to see us fighting for them. And right now that fight is for jobs. And people will figure it out if you fight the battles and you force their representatives to take a stand one way or the other. If some Republican members who always supported tax credits for small business hiring in the past aren't willing to do it under a Democratic president, let them be held accountable. Call the vote. Fight the battle. You know, we're going to win more than we lose, but we lose every one we choose not to fight. So let's fight the battles.